Your marriage is in chaos. You've identified the problem. Now what? Hello, I'm Sandy.
And I'm Tracy, and welcome to The Drakes, where we talk about everything regarding love and marriage. And so today we're going to be talking about something that you've heard a lot in social media and on TV. It's called pain points.
A pain point is any situation that causes mental or emotional discomfort.
And there is a laundry list of the different kinds of pain points that couples can experience. But today we're just going to focus on three. It's not the only, but there are three. So you want to just tell them what the three are?
Yes, I will. Number one, effective communication.
That's major.
Number two, unmet expectations.
And the third one is family interference.
Where do we start?
Effective communication, because that's like the umbrella term that's going to impact all of those other pain points that you could experience. So let's just talk about, why is effective communication so important? We deal with it all the time with our couples.
Communication is key from the beginning of your day till the end of the day. Anytime you have interaction with your spouse, you're communicating, whether it's verbally or just by the silent treatment. So you need to be aware and understand that whatever you're communicating to your spouse, they understand.
And it's so simple, because what I intend to communicate might be very different than what Sandy receives. And so if I haven't done my job in effectively communicating what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and there's a miscommunication, well, then that's where we get into all the problems.
For example, oftentimes we hear about couples, yes, they spoke, they said something, but they're in passing. They're coming through the kitchen, they're going upstairs, and they tell their spouse, oh, by the way, tomorrow we're doing a certain thing. And yes, you spoke it, but your spouse didn't receive it. So therefore, we're not communicating.
Or another example could be, well, what if I've had a long day and I'm exhausted? I'm not going to be at my best to necessarily hear exactly what my husband said. Or what if I say the right thing, but my tone is off? Or I give some kind of facial expression that shows that I'm either upset or I'm frustrated. So there's many different things that play into effective communication. So what do we do about it? How do we achieve effective communication? What's the first thing you suggest?
Well, we believe in repetition.
Practice
We
makes
do.
perfect. I sound like Allen Iverson. Practice.
We do, because oftentimes we'll say something to each other on a Monday, and the event is Wednesday. Well, 48 hours later, we forget.
Or things change too.
Yeah. So what I told you on Monday, I repeat on Tuesday, and then I repeat on Wednesday, but I repeat it from a place of love. I don't say, I told you it's Monday, so therefore you need to know. That's not effective communication.
And we laugh about it, but that's real. And we've had situations, we're not going to say any names to protect the innocent, but we've had couples where they'll say, well, just look at the calendar. And you know, that's ready for a fight. Well, if I didn't understand you, right, or if I forgot, you telling me, well, with an attitude, well, just check the calendar. Well, that's mean. Yeah, that's mean. When I could have just told you again, well, honey, this is what's going on.
Absolutely. Because just because you put it in the calendar doesn't mean I'm going to read it. So, I mean, you can put in big, bold letters. I still don't read it. So therefore, we're not communicating. You think we are because you said so, or you wrote it on the calendar, but you didn't tell me verbally what we're doing.
Yeah, and you might have to do it over and over and over again.
Question to all couples out there: how many times have you asked your spouse, "I thought I meant," or "I thought I told you"? Numerous times. That's lack of communication.
Yeah.
So that's important.
And again, you are going to be practicing this for as long as you live.
Yes.
Because again, people change, situations change, things come up. Kids could be involved, a family can be involved. So again, practice. And you can never go wrong by repeating yourself and always saying it with kindness. So that's number one. So number two?
Number two, unmet expectations.
Ooh, unmet expectations.
Unmet.
So just the word expectation in and of itself means that you are thinking that somebody else is going to do exactly what you want or what you've asked for.
Yeah.
And when that doesn't happen, you're expectation, what you expected them to do, was not met. And therefore, we've got the frustration, we've got the feelings hurt, people feel disrespected.
Right. And then, like you were saying, and that's so true, that's a recipe for disaster and a fight. Because I'm expecting for you to do a certain thing because of my upbringing, the way my parents taught me, the way they do things. And that's fine when you were growing up, but now we are married couple, so therefore we're doing things differently. So I can't expect you to do a certain thing when we've never talked about it.
So it could be your upbringing, but what about just your life experience? Mm-hmm. You did things a certain way while you were single, and that might have worked for you. But then you enter a spouse into the equation, and what worked for you may not work with your spouse. Mm-hmm. So it's got to be about, number one, communicating. So we go back to effective communication, and then just always communicating what you'd like. But even if your need is not met, we always still have to be appreciative and grateful. Because if you're always approaching a situation from a spirit of gratitude, then you don't have to worry about your expectations being met or unmet.
That's very good.
Okay, whatever you do for me, I'm saying thank you. I say that I appreciate you because you don't have to do a thing.
No, you don't. So that's wonderful. Gratitude.
Thank you. we do a lot of that on camera.
That's right. And number three?
Number three is family. What do we say it was?
Family interference.
Family interference. So,
do we need to say more?
Yeah, we got to say a lot more. So the thing is, your family, 9 times out of 10, they mean well. They love their adult grown kids, but now their kids are married. Yeah. They have a spouse who they have allegiance to. So what your spouse needs and wants, that has to come before what mom and dad say.
All the time. And it's not easy, especially for you newlyweds, because you're getting started and you get pressure from all sides of the equation. Mom and dad, your brother and your sister, your cousin, everybody, your best friend. We no longer can go to the club or be doing kinds of things that we were doing when we were single. Now,
rum shake at home.
No more. Now I'm a married man. I'm a married woman, so I need to. Yeah.
I'm the married woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, those are, at the beginning, it takes time to get used to that new lifestyle. It
takes a lot of time because, again, your parents are used to being the ones with the influence, right?
Yes.
And as kids, we don't want to disappoint our parents. We want to please them. We want to honor them.
We do.
But again, once you become married, we have to have healthy boundaries.
We do.
And so what does that look like? That means that you and your spouse have to have a conversation. So we're going back to effective communication. What is it that we want? What is it that we need? And what do those boundaries look like? I can't have your mom or your dad telling you what needs to be going on in our household with me. That's out of order. So we always have a couple of examples. So we're going to share. So our parents are they passed away, so we can say it and not be in trouble.
And it's interesting because we're laughing now,
but it wasn't funny then.
Years ago, it was not funny.
It was not funny. I mean, Anywho, so a couple of situations. One was when our first child was born. And he has his first name, middle name, and last name. Last name is Drake. That's our family name. Well, my mother calls, and the baby was nursing and just, a few weeks old. And she calls saying, well, I've got a wonderful idea. I think it would be a great idea if you change the baby's name from Drake to Brown. And Brown is my maiden name. Just nix his name, the daddy's name. It was not good. Well, I like, help me, Lord. My mother and I had one of those, we call them come to Jesus meetings,
you know what they
where I had to let her know in no uncertain terms, absolutely not. His father's name is Drake. And, it was almost like, how dare you? But, I came short of that. But that was just one example of how my mother's, it was a good intention on her end, right, to honor my family line, but not at the expense of disrespecting my husband and my baby's father. That's totally outrageous.
Yeah. And again, we're giggling and laughing now, making light of, but it was some difficult moments. And we encourage the newlyweds to stand strong and have a belief and have a firm idea of what you were coming together for, and let your family and your friends understand what it is that you want.
That's right. And that situation that I gave as an example, that could have really blown up had my husband and I not been on the same team, because he could have gone off and, you know, said something nasty to me, called up my family and blown up, and he would have been justified, because imagine someone not wanting your baby to have the same last name as your husband and the child's father. So again, we've got many of those stories.
We have many more, so stay tuned.
But what we learned that nothing and no one can come in between this. This marriage is sacred. This is a covenant between me, my husband, and God. And nothing and no one can come in between that.
Thank you.
So
More.
you my husband.
Yes, you're my wife.
And you're our baby's daddy. By law and by God.
Yes, amen, amen.
So anyway, we're sharing this with you because we don't want you to do life in isolation. No. We allow our 30 plus years of marriage, let our long road lead to your shortcut, and use our life experience and our wisdom to learn some things and to learn, grow, and get better.
That's wonderful, wonderful. And it's been working 30 plus years together happily.
We still like each other.
Yeah, we do. Every day. Every day we wake up.
We're best friends, and we love doing this marriage thing, figuring it out, and then also pouring into you.
And again, marriage doesn't need to be difficult or hard. Make it simple, make it fun, make it easy. And again, thank you for joining us. If this information is useful for you or a friend, by all means, like, share, and comment.
And also click the link where we have affordable resources to help support you today.